Hey everybody, Johnny Stewart coming to you from John's Guitar Lounge. Today I've got something a little bit different for you. I've got a combination of the 5 best tips from the 5 most watched videos that I've posted so far from all my lessons. So I'm going to show those and I'm going to link to the full videos for each of those 5. Stay tuned next week because I've got a huge announcement for you that I think you're hopefully really going to like. The G chord, that probably what everybody learns when they start playing. And that's a beautiful chord, that sounds great. So why do I hate that chord so much? It's because this locks you into a position that you can't really do anything else with. You can't carry it up the fretboard. Better alternative to doing this. So instead of using these 3 fingers, if you use these 3 fingers to make that same chord shape, I'm going to show you all the different things you can do with it. Take your ring finger and put that on the low E string. Now you're going to take your middle finger and you're going to put that on the A string at the 2nd fret, and you're going to use your pinky finger on the high E string. I think this is better because now you've got your index finger free. You can easily put the 4th in. Watch how easy it is to quickly and easily transition using this alternate G chord shape, which I like better, to the C. I'm going to count just going da 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 da, so you can get the beat and feel the beat as I'm doing it. 11 da 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 da. 12 da 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 da. So do you see, for that turnaround, we're still starting on the regular E chord or E7 chord for the first beat of that 11th measure. But now we're doing a walking bass line. See how it's walking up? See how the bass note, or the lowest note, is walking up from the 3rd to the 4th, to the sharp 4th or flat 5th, then to the 5th, and then that's where you get the 5th. And that's the B7. The 5th is the B, or the B7. Subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comments what else you want to see. Like this video. Tips to help get you playing bar chords like it's nobody's business. What is one of the hardest things about bar chords? Getting your finger all the way across the strings. So, what can we do about that? Your hand is going to cramp. My hand still cramps sometimes when I play a lot of bar chords, especially on an acoustic guitar when I'm playing a 2 or 3 hour show. It's okay. There are things you can do to help condition your hand. The first key to playing bar chords is having a good anchor with your thumb. And that is not to say that you're going to press so hard that you're going to knock the guitar out of whack and have to do a truss rod adjustment on the neck. I'm just saying anchor it firmly. If I'm going to play an A, I'll be at the 5th fret. See, this is where I want my index finger. Right behind that, look where my thumb is. Right behind the 5th fret, my thumb is going to be pressed firmly. You don't want to snap the neck, but just firmly enough so that you can use it as an anchor and use it for leverage. There are some exercises you can do to get your hand in shape for this. Here's an exercise that I used about 25 years ago when I was learning how to play bar chords, which helped to get all the muscles and ligaments and tendons in my hand ready for this. If you want to train for something, you've got to limber up. These are good stretches that you should do every time you play. Just take your hands, limber them up a little bit like this, pull gently, and I mean gently, back and forth, just gently, till you feel just the slightest little bit of stretch. Don't do anything that's painful. If it's painful, then stop. Take your hand like this, and open up your palm all the way with your wrist bent a little bit, and now take your index finger and put it toward your thumb. And then take your middle finger and put it toward your thumb. Don't do it in public because people are going to think that you are really weird, because what you ultimately want is for these 2 fingers to be in sync. So instead of just playing the open chords, the open E, the open A, and the B, it's not really an open B, but the B down at that part of the neck, we're going to play 7th chords. For the purposes of this lesson, to make a dominant 7th chord when you're playing an E, instead of having that ring finger in that traditional E chord shape on your D string on the 2nd fret, we're just going to take that finger right off. So you're only going to be using these 2 fingers, and they're going to stay right where they always do for a regular E chord. But now listen to it. Hear that flat 7? That's the D, and that's the flat 7. So instead of it sounding like this, it's going to sound like this. But now, instead of having to press that ring finger across there, all you're going to do is you're going to take your ring finger and you're going to put that just on your D string on the 4th fret. And then you're going to take your pinky finger and you're going to put that just on your B string on the 4th fret. So it's going to sound like this. Let's get that closer so you can see it. See, you're barring right across there. And instead of doing this, now you're doing this. So now let's play right through it on a verse just like before, same tempo. So 1, we're going to be on the E7. How to play the F chord, the dreaded F chord. So I'm going to show you 3 different ways to play an F chord. So if you take your index finger and put it on the top 2 strings, then you take your middle finger and put it 1 fret up on the 2nd fret on the G string, and then you take your ring finger, put it down on the D string at the 3rd fret. The cooler way to do it is to use a bar chord. Now, for those of you who don't know how to do bar chords yet or who struggle with them, I've got some tips that I'll share in this video, and then also that I'm going to share in another video dedicated only to bar chords. So, to do this, you will take your index finger and put it right across all 6 strings at the 1st fret, and then you will take your middle finger, and just like before, when you were doing just the top 4 strings, you'll take the middle finger and put it on the G string. Then you'll take your ring finger and you'll put that on the A string. And then you'll take your pinky finger and put that on the D string. That's an F chord. So that's an F chord, and that's an F chord. Like the video on YouTube, and also subscribe to my channel.